Hello, beautiful Taurus. Thank you for being here. My name is Jaden, and this is Lighthouse 36. Today I'm doing a general reading for the Taurus Collective for the month of June 2026. All right, let's get started and see what Spirit has in store for you. Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus, the Taurus Collective, for June 2026? Please give us 3 cards representing the energy of June 2026 for the Taurus Collective. Okay, the very first card you have, and what's funny is I did an Aquarius reading just before you, and they also had this card, and I really shuffled, and it's interesting that it came out again. This is equivalent to the Tower card in the tarot. It doesn't necessarily mean that something terrible is happening. We're going to get more cards and some clarifiers and see what this is all about, Taurus. 2 more, please, Spirit, for the Taurus Collective. Conflict and defeat. Okay. Oh, 1 more. And movement, choices, and decisions. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let's get some clarifiers. Please, Spirit, can you clarify the disruption card for the Taurus Collective? Please clarify with 1 or 2 cards. Disruption for the Taurus Collective for June 2026. Please clarify. 2 of Staff. Okay, I'm going to get 1 more clarifier, please. 1 more. The Hermit. Okay. Please clarify conflict and defeat. Please clarify conflict and defeat. Okay. This is the Empress, the High Priestess card. High Priestess. Okay, please clarify movement, choices, and decisions. Please clarify movement, choices, and decisions for the Taurus Collective. Okay, yeah, so, Spirit gave us quite a bit here. So we have the Sultan, which is the Emperor card, the Chariot, the 6 of Coins, and the 8 of Wands. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, let me just take a few deep breaths and ground myself here. You're more than welcome to join me. Okay. All right, Taurus. So I see here with the disruption card, there is something in June that's going to take place, or whenever you're reading, you're watching this reading, I'm probably going to post it a few days before. So this may have already happened. There's something that kind of gives you pause that happens, okay? Something that you're not happy about. It could be something small or it could be something big. There are not a lot of major arcanas here on the table, like in terms of the main cards. That is the only major arcana. There are other major arcanas here, so with the clarifiers. I just want to tap in and see. Yeah. For many of you, you're already aware of this issue, okay? You're already aware. This doesn't come as a surprise. For many of you, you're already aware of this issue, okay? But something happens that kind of reiterates it. like maybe you're aware of the issue and you're kind of like, oh, but I'm comfortable. I don't want to do anything about it. I'm going to try to, work harder to make this better. And this could be, in a relationship, even like a romantic relationship or at work. It could even be a doctor that you're not happy with, but, it just seems like too much of a hassle, excuse me, for you to do anything about it, to change. Maybe if you're an older person, you might be saying, "Oh, I don't want to go look for another job. I'm near retirement." These are just all examples. Or, I've invested so much in this relationship. I don't want to be single again. Oh, it's too much of a hassle to find another doctor. Um, you know, I've invested so much in this relationship with this current doctor. It would be such a hassle to get a second opinion, that sort of thing, okay? You've kind of convinced yourself that that you can make do, that it's okay. You've made up excuses as why not to change things, okay? But something else happens that reiterates again, oh goodness, I don't know how that I can take this, okay? It's like another red flag. I'm hearing humongous red flag. And it's to the point that you can't ignore it anymore. You just can't ignore it anymore, okay? And with the conflict and defeat here, okay, like this is a battle of some sort. Like there's a battle going on here. And you, and it's just a battle. It doesn't mean the war is over. But for this battle, you're going to retreat, okay? And you go into hermit mode to reflect, to connect with your intuition, okay, with the high priestess there. So whatever this is, it causes you to go into hermit mode and reflect on what you want to do, okay? What you want your future to look like. Are you going to convince yourself once again that, oh, it's too much trouble and you don't want to change things? I just want things to remain where they are. I'm in my comfort zone. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Are you just going to convince yourself again that, you can make this right, that everything's going to be okay, and that you want to stay in your comfort zone? Or are you going to listen to the signs from the universe that something needs to change? Listen to your intuition. When you get the feeling like, oh, something's not quite right here, that's your intuition telling you, yeah, something's not right here. The universe wants you to make a change. And of course, I can't advise you whether to change something or not. You have to, follow your own guidance, your own internal guidance and intuition. But what I see here is that you are going to decide to make a change this time when this happens. So this could be a partner, I'm getting this example, who has cheated on you before. And you've forgiven them and, okay, yeah, let's try again. And things are good for a little while, but here this person's cheated again. Or an employer who's promised you a raise or promised you a promotion, and then once again you're passed up, okay? Your intuition is telling you, no, things are not going to change. I need to get out of this. Something's wrong here. And of course, again, I can't tell you what to do, but I have a feeling that you are going to make a change. Because here this card is movement, choices, and decisions, okay? You're going to make a change. And there's lots of doorways here. Like there's one having to do with money. So maybe you're going to search for more financial stability. There's wedding bands here. So, perhaps you're going to make the decision to leave a marriage or leave some kind of commitment. It could even be a commitment to a job. It could be anything. The plant here symbolizes growth. So, are you going to grow, or are you just going to stay stagnant, stay where you are? Or with the clouds there, I feel like that has to do with spirituality. Are you going to listen to your intuition? Are you going to follow the guidance from Spirit? Spirit's trying to guide you out of this by this other thing that's happened here that disrupts your peace, okay? That disrupts your peace. And I think that once you decide to make the change, things actually move very quickly for you. And I say that because there's an 8 of Wands here, and there's also a Chariot card, okay? This is quick movement, something very fast happening. I'm actually getting some goosebumps here, okay? Things start to move actually very fast. Like perhaps like you've made a big deal about this in your head. Like if I have to find a new doctor, it's going to be such a big deal. Sometimes we blow up things and make them bigger than they really are in our heads. But that's not what happens. It's like I'm snapping, okay? It happens quickly. When I start snapping, it means it's happening quickly, okay? It's like, whoop, the energy just shifts. And suddenly you find yourself in a new job or a new relationship or on your own and feeling strong and independent, or, with a new doctor that you really like, okay? It's going to be much faster and easier than you've made up in your mind. And I see here that you're going to have a plan, okay, to build an empire for yourself. Okay, once you make the decision, you're going to follow through on it, okay, and stay the course. The Emperor stays the course. It starts with an idea that they have, okay, a future that they see, a vision, and they follow through to the end no matter how long it takes. So I see that you're going to stay the course. Once you've made the decision, there's not going to be any going back for you. And I see that once you've made the decision, Spirit comes and, gives you a gift. There's some kind of gift, which is probably why this is happening so quickly here with the 8 of Wands and the Chariot. Spirit gives you some kind of gift. This is like, I'm seeing it right now as like karma. You've built up a bunch of good karma points and they're coming in for you, okay? You've given a lot and now Spirit's going to give to you. Just beautiful, Taurus. Good for you. All right, let's get some messages from the angels. Angels, any clarification, confirmation, or additional message that you want to give the Taurus Collective, please? Okay, the angels have 2 cards from this deck for you. So the first one is stepping into the stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. Yeah, so what the angels are telling you, when this happens and you go into your hermit mode where there's conflict, then you retreat, and and with the high priestess here, they want you to, don't just rush into another decision, okay? Take the time to think about what you want to do. And I'll give you the same advice that I gave the Aquarius Collective. Think about what your role was. Yes, whatever this person or group has done to you, it's terrible, okay? And you don't deserve that. But think about what your role is in it as well, so that you don't repeat the same pattern, okay? So it could be, maybe you have some boundary issues. Maybe you have some people pleasing issues. Okay? Maybe you give too much and you need to set better boundaries and take care of yourself better. Okay? So Spirit wants you to reflect in this stillness before you make this decision. Okay? With the Hermit here in this stillness, the High Priestess goes inside. And when you're reflecting on what you want for the future or what you don't want for the future, also consider what your role was in it, what needs to change about you so this doesn't happen again. Okay? So before, and then that will help you make clearer decisions about your future, and not repeat a pattern. And then you're ready to take action, okay? I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities, okay? So once you've gone inside, you've gone into hermit mode, the high priestess mode, okay? Went inside, really thought about what you do, what you want, what you don't want, what you like about the situation, what you didn't like about the situation, what the other person did, what you did, what was your role in it, okay? Once you've considered all of this, maybe journaling about it, okay? Then it's time to take action. Okay, let's get another message from the angels, please. Another message from the angels, please. Another message from the angels. Application, yes. Application. So what spirits do, what the angels are saying here is confirming what I just said here, okay? When you take action, you apply what you've learned in the past, okay? These are the Akashic records or the Book of Knowledge, and it's everything about you, okay? And common lessons that we all learn as humans here. So whatever lessons you reflect upon here, okay, because of what happened, make sure you apply them in the future. Apply them to your decisions. Like if you had a job that, made you work all these overtime hours and never paid you for it, make sure that when you go to a new job, ask questions. Will you be paid overtime or lieu hours, okay? Or what, if you don't want to work overtime hours, look out for the job descriptions that say that you'll be required to work weekends and nights, or ask questions, in the interview. All interviews, you have a chance to ask questions. Ask about that, okay? Don't just feel grateful for someone giving you a job. Take your time with this and apply what you've learned. Okay, and one last message from Archangel Michael, please. Archangel Michael, what message do you have for the Taurus Collective for June 2026? Any confirmations, clarifications, or additional messages, please? Archangel Michael. Yeah, I just suddenly felt like going quiet and taking a deep breath, and this is what you need to do. Okay, Archangel Michael has two messages for you. Embrace your life purpose. Okay? I'm guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. Yes. Very long ago, I had a reading with someone. Well, not too long ago, maybe 2 years now. And, she said, your life purpose is to be happy. That is everyone's life purpose. We confuse our life purpose with a job, okay, a career, a certain career. No, that's not our life purpose. Our life purpose is to be happy. So follow your bliss. What makes you happy? So when you're in hermit mode, think about that. What makes you happy? And incorporate more of that in your life in every way that you can. And the next message is put your creative energy into action. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. Yeah. So I think what Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel are saying here is, while you're, in this transition period, in this hermit mode, and then in taking action, sometimes there's, I don't see too much of a delay here, but they want you to also focus on, things that make you happy and creative things. So instead of worrying about, what is my next job going to be? Or, whatever worries you may have, like, will I find a good home? Yes, you're taking the action, you're doing what you have to do, but also take the time to enjoy things, to do things that you love, maybe like a creative outlet of some sort. Yeah, like coloring, adult coloring, or, going out for walks. Maybe you love animals, okay? Maybe you can, you know, pick up a job or volunteer to work with animals, something that you love doing, okay, to help you during this transition period, and, even to continue once you're at the end of it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading, Taurus. I certainly did. If you did, please show this channel some love and consider subscribing so you never miss one of my postings. I'm wishing you all the very best and sending you so much love. Until next time.